No, you don't. For what? I'm not a professional. I don't care.
My name is Laura Bazelon. I am a law professor at the University of San Francisco School of Law, where I teach criminal procedure and direct the criminal and juvenile justice and racial justice clinics. What you are seeing here is a man who possessed a crack pipe and a small amount of alcohol, forced to the ground by 5 police officers, one of whom has a knee to the man's head. This is a video that has been viewed over 7 million times. The video was made by Boudin, a deputy public defender. Chesa is running to be San Francisco's next district attorney. What I want to do today is use this video to talk about the basic rights that we all have as citizens. The right to watch what happens on the street, the right to document it on our phones, the right to be left alone if we haven't done anything wrong, the right to walk away. These are fundamental rights guaranteed to us under the 4th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Here, we see the police trying everything they can to deny a citizen those rights. We see, through the experience of Boudin, how incredibly difficult it can be to assert those basic rights if you don't have advanced legal training and a lot of practice. All Chesa did was hit the record button on his cell phone as the police tackled a man on the street and handcuffed him using a great deal of force. When the police realized that Chesa had recorded them, they tried to treat him like a criminal so that they could detain him and take away his phone.
I want anybody's info with the video.
Am I being detained?
You're a witness to this.
I am a witness.
Yes.
So are you obligating me to give you my personal
I'm
information?
requesting your ID. Are you going to give me your ID?
No, I'm
sir?
not.
Chesa does not have to hand over his ID. In fact, he has a legal right not to. Just like he has a legal right not to give the officers his phone and let them search it.
You need to get your ID.
No, I don't want to give you my
You
ID.
have the evidence of what happened here.
I don't. I don't have to give you my ID.
You mind if I review the footage?
I do. It's my photo. I don't consent to a search.
It's not a search.
Well, I am not consenting to give you possession of my cell phone.
Possess the evidence of what happened here.
That's not your evidence. It's my evidence.
What is your name?
I'm not telling you my name.
These are important rights. They're in the Constitution. And the officers don't like it that Boudin is asserting those rights because they're not used to people doing that.
The hour is 7:09. We're at O'Farrell. We're at O'Farrell and Jones
Correct.
Street. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on my way to meet a friend.
This is also the
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I'm trying to get a good view.
Don't touch me.
Hey, you want my star number 2? Here, put that on there.
Right. But don't touch me without my consent.
This gentleman has evidence to the proceedings that happened here for the fight with the officer. I'm going to attempt to try to get his information because he obtains evidence regarding this case. Again, at this point, it would be an obstruction of justice if you obtain.
You're going to charge me?
It's an obstruction of justice if you have evidence. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and charge me.
I just need to see your ID.
Why? I don't want to tell you my name. You guys are mistreating everybody. Why am I going to give you my name the way you treat people?
They tell him he's being detained, that he is obstructing justice by not giving them his ID so they can search his phone. They tell him he's violating the law. I want to be very clear. What the police told Boudin is not true. As a private citizen, as a bystander, as someone exercising his important right to monitor police behavior, Boudin had every right to simply walk away. They lied to him by telling him he is violating the law. Then they tell him repeatedly that he isn't free to leave.
Let me ask you a question. Am I free to go?
No.
You're detaining me on what basis?
Now you're detaining for obstruction of justice.
On what? I'm not obstructing justice.
Subpoena,
I'm not getting in the way. No.
No.
What you're doing is intimidating citizens from monitoring your behavior.
They're trying to take advantage of someone who they believe is just like any other bystander. They seem to think that it's most likely that he does not know his rights. And eventually, after a lot of interaction, they appear to realize that what they're doing is wrong because they stop telling him he's not free to go and they let him leave.
Well, you all are telling, you're surrounding me, and I do not feel that I'm free to go right now. If you're telling me I'm not free to go, I can't leave. If I am free to go, then I'm leaving. I'm going to cross the street because I have the light. Am I free to go?
Just give me one more second.
Okay, I'm going to walk away. I have the light. Thank you. Have a good night.
After this incident, Chesa filed a complaint against the officers with the Police Commission's Office of Citizen Complaints. It's an objective body that reviews citizen complaints against police officers. And this objective body agreed with Chesa on almost all of his claims. They found that the police detained him without justification, that the police interfered with his rights as a bystander, and that, in the words of the commission, the officers behaved inappropriately and they committed conduct that reflected discredit on the police department. So what are your rights as a bystander? You are allowed to record police interactions as long as you obey any reasonable orders to maintain a safe distance from the arrest or the altercation. You don't have to tell the police your name. You don't have to give them your identification. And you don't have to hand them your phone or any other recording device. It's important, of course, to be calm and respectful in asserting your rights, and you do not want to physically resist the police, even if they are wrong. So let's be grateful that there are people like Chesa Boudin out there making sure the police don't cross those lines. Let's hope we elect a district attorney in San Francisco who holds the police accountable so that they don't think this kind of behavior is okay.
Paid for by Boudin for District Attorney 2019. Financial disclosures available at sfethics.org.